Welcome back to the Utah Jazz MyLeague here on NBA 2K16. This is going to be episode 19, and in today's episode we will be taking on the Milwaukee Bucks as our Jazz currently sit at 19-30 on the season, which is 5th place in the Northwest Division and 14th in the Western Conference. So, as you can see, our team isn't really doing anything, and we're getting close to that trade deadline. The playoffs are pretty much out of reach. I mean, we could go on some insane run in the second half, but I felt like things needed to change. So, this is going to be also the trade deadline episode, so you're going to see a lot of change in this episode. The first trade we made, which is probably one of the lesser trades we made, it was just kind of like a swapping deal, was we traded Terrence Ross. He was like our third or fourth small forward, and our third string point guard in Shabazz Napier to the Phoenix Suns in return for TJ Warren and Corey Jefferson. Now, I'm sure you guys are looking at the trade and you're like, TJ Warren and Corey Jefferson? Yeah, that's what I did too, because I released Corey Jefferson once that trade went through. So TJ Warren is not going to be a guy coming off the bench for us to play like a small forward / power forward role, like a stretch forward type thing. And he's going to be a key piece off our bench for the rest of this season, and I would like to bring him back for next season if we can. But Corey Jefferson, I released him straight away because there's no point in having him. I've already got Boban and Miles Plumlee. There's no point in having Jefferson. And then the next trade we did is a pretty big one. Gordon Hayward, who is on the final year of his contract, has been traded to the Memphis Grizzlies. So Gordon Hayward is now a member of the Memphis Grizzlies, and we get in return for 80 overall Gordon Hayward, we get 86 overall or 85 overall Michael Conley. So we pick up a solid stud point guard there to run our offense in return for Gordon Hayward. Now what this does is it allows Josh Jackson and Furkan Korkmaz to get the playing time they need in order to progress to become superstars or stars in this league. Especially Josh Jackson. I expect him to be a superstar at least by next season, or maybe the next season after that in like 2 seasons. But Josh Jackson is going to be a huge part of this team. Korkmaz as well. So they're probably going to be like the starting shooting guard and small forward as of right now because we traded away Gordon Hayward, and then Conley is going to be running the point, obviously. And then we also traded away Derek Favors, who has been digressing. He's down to like a 79 overall from like the original like 81 or something he was when the franchise started, or the MyLeague started. And he always gets hurt. Last year he broke his leg. The first season he broke his leg, and he just always gets hurt. And even though he hasn't gotten hurt this year, I just felt like needed to change up, probably get some value out of him, because I believe he's in the final year of his contract too, or maybe like the second to last year or something like that. All I know is I traded him. So Derek Favors and the Dallas Mavericks first-round pick have been sent to the New York Knicks in return for Kristaps Porzingis and Ty Lawson. Now, the main part of this trade, obviously, is Kristaps Porzingis. He's going to be our power forward of the future. I think he has, like, this year and then, like, a team option left on his deal. So I would like to bring him back once that deal is over. But as of right now, he's going to be our power forward on that rookie contract or whatever he has. And Ty Lawson, however, we don't really want him because we obviously already have Conley and Exum. So what I did was, instead of releasing him like I did with Jefferson, because I felt like I'd get some value out of Lawson, was I flipped him. I took Ty Lawson, I put him in the trade finder, and I was able to trade him and a second-round pick, which obviously, who wants second-round picks? It's a second-round pick. And we traded that to the Charlotte Hornets in return for Frank the Tank Kaminsky to be a good backup center, because I didn't feel like Miles Plumlee and Boban were really doing the job. Last year, obviously, we had a lot better backup centers, and then the year before that, we had a good backup center. And then, of course, we lost our guy in free agency. So now we've got Frank Kaminsky to be our backup center, and hopefully that's going to be a pretty good trade for us. And I feel like our team definitely has improved. I feel like we're either going to go on like some pretty good run to where we're not going to be like in the same spot we are now, or I feel like we're definitely going to miss the playoffs, but I feel like this team is definitely improved, and we also got younger and also better for the future as well at the same time. So next season, I would expect a lot of wins under this Utah Jazz team's belt. But before that happens, let's hop into a game against the Milwaukee Bucks. And we are here in Salt Lake City, Utah, home of our Utah Jazz, as we play host to the Milwaukee Bucks in this episode. The starting five for each team is us as Conley, Korkmaz, Jackson, Porzingis, and Rudy Gobert, and them is Michael Carter-Williams, Chris Middleton, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jarnell, Stokes, and Dwight Howard is their center. So we'll start things off with the Bucks. 9:30 left in the first, swinging things over to Giannis, goes to the rim, and he lays it in for the Bucks lead. It's 2-1 game now. Top of the three-point line are the Bucks. Conley finds Porzingis, who slams it down with the left hand over Dwight Howard, and now the Jazz are in the lead. Skip things ahead here. 6-3 Bucks lead. Turnover from the Bucks as Korkmaz is going to go in transition here. He gives it over to Jackson, who cocks it back. Tomahawk slam. It's a 1-point game. 9-5 now. Bucks in the lead. Jackson, top of the three-point line at the wing, gives it down low to Porzingis, who gets it to go on the contact layup. And now Porzingis yet again down low. He's going to post up his man. Do like a little turnaround hook shot. Gets his own rebound. Goes back up with it and gets it to go. Tie game at 9 here in Utah. So 5:18 left in the first. Here's Dwight Howard being covered by Gobert. That like a long mid-range range. And he gets past him. Drives to the rim. Lays it in. 11-9 Bucks lead now. So Conley finds Korkmaz at the three-point line. Drives. Lays it in. It's a tie game at 11 here in Utah. So same score here. Here comes Conley driving for the Jazz. Finds Korkmaz wide open. Misses. Rebound goes to Lyles. They find Jackson wide open at mid-range. And he knocks it down. 17-13 now as we skip ahead here. TJ Warren wide open in the corner. Knocks down the triple. Makes it a 1-point game. 17-16. And now here are the Bucks with the ball. Over to Jabari Parker, who gets swarmed, turns the ball over. Exum gives it up to Jackson, who's in transition, slams it down, and the Jazz are in the lead 18-17 now. So same score here as MCW finds Parker, tries to go up with it. Rebound goes to some French guy's name I can't pronounce, and then he misses it, so the rebound goes to Kaminsky, who gives it to Jackson. Over to Warren, who lays it in on the fast break. 20-17 is the Jazz score. And at the end of one quarter, Jazz are in the lead 24-21 over the Milwaukee Bucks. So now let's head into the second quarter as Fox finds Warren, who gives over to Porzingis, who gives it down low to Gobert, who posterizes Dwight Howard with one hand. 3-point lead for the Jazz now. And here comes Rodney Hood taking dumb shots, the former Utah Jazz. He misses the shot. Rebound goes to the Jazz. Korkmaz steps back, wide open at 3 in transition, knocks it down. Buries it 29-23. Skip ahead here, 29-25. Porzingis gets the shooter's roll and a little fadeaway mid-range jumper on the post-up. So then still the Utah Jazz in the lead as Giannis tries to pass out of that, gets it to Howard somehow, and then they find Middleton at 3, who knocks down the triple. Makes it a 31-28 game. It's a 1-point game now, 31-30, as Conley tries to drive, but then finds Porzingis down low, who slams it down. 33-30 is the score. Porzingis is in double digits. So here Conley, top of the free throw line, finds Gobert, getting down low to his big men, who slam it down. So 35-33, 2-point lead here as Giannis drives, tries the floater, misses, rebound goes to Conley. He gives it to Jackson, who oops it to Korkmaz, and he slams it down. 37-33 score is the Jazz in the lead. And then Stokes tries something, but Porzingis gets the rebound and plays good defense. And then Jackson gives it up to Prince, who gives it over to Porzingis. Gets the good defense on one end, and then he hits the 3 in transition on the other end. So 40-37 now, as a missed shot from Middleton, goes back up with it, missed shot again. Prince gets the rebound and gives it to Lyles, who gives it over to Jackson, drives, and slams it down in transition. Jackson already reaping the benefits of this extended playing time now that Hayward isn't there to take up a good chunk of playing minutes. That should be Jackson, since he's the young guy with the potential, as the Milwaukee Bucks take a lead there on their shot. And here's Conley over to Frank the Tank. Baseline mid-range. Knocks it down. They take a lead, and they would have the lead 48-47 at halftime as we'll pick things up in the third quarter. Here comes MCW. Drives. Gets blocked by Porzingis. Comes out of nowhere to block that one. And then in transition are the Jazz. So Conley standing at the wing. Finds Porzingis, gets the block out of nowhere on one end, and then gets the dunk on the other end in transition. Jazz in the lead by 1 still. MCW finds Howard, gives it down low to him, gets the contested layup, despite being guarded by Gobert. and the Bucks are in the lead by 2 now. So Exum finds Jackson, who drives, contact, layup, gets it to go down, and the and one, and they are in the lead. But it's a tie game now at 57, as Warren gets his man to fall over, finds Lyles, hits the mid-range, no problemo. It's a 2-point lead for the Jazz. So now 61-59, Exum finds Jackson, who drives and slams it down over everyone, just dunks on everybody. That's what Josh Jackson does. He's super athletic. And then Hood, being guarded by Jackson, gets around it, but a block. Yet again, I believe that was by Lyles. It could have been Kaminsky, though. And then Exum, back and forth with Warren. Warren misses the dunk, so then the Bucks go the other way. Vaughn finds Parker, goes up with it, baseline mid-range J, misses it, rebound goes to Kaminsky. And then here come the Jazz in transition, this time Warren to Exum, and he's not missing that layup. So at the end of 3, it's going to be 74 Utah Jazz, 68 Milwaukee Bucks, as the Jazz have the lead yet again. They've had the lead at the end of every quarter so far, and then we'll pick things up here in the 4th. Turnover as a man tries to run into Gobert and Porzingis, and then Porzingis gets it on the other end. He forces the turnover and then gets the dunk. He's had an insane game in one of his first few games as a member of the Utah Jazz. So TJ Warren in the corner hits the triple coming off the bench, being a little Energizer bunny off the bench, and then 84-78, Jazz in the lead. Now find Porzingis down low, who decides to go up with it. 10-point lead, or no, what am I saying? 8-point lead for the Jazz. Now it's a 90-79 score, 90-72, or 92-79 there, and then 96-87 as Porzingis gets it yet again, and he dunks on everybody yet again. So 102-94 here. Gobert goes up with it, gets his own rebound, kicks at the Porzingis. They decide to double cover him for whatever reason, leave Gobert wide open, give it down low to him. He slams it down with one hand. It's a 10-point lead for the Jazz, and they would end up coming with the victory here in Utah by a score of 110-103 over the Milwaukee Bucks, as this new Utah Jazz lineup is looking like it's going to be a pretty dynamic lineup to compete with, as Porzingis 31 points, Jackson 28 points, Korkmaz 17, Gobert 11, Warren 10, Kaminsky had 7, Conley had, is that 18 or 16 assists? I can't tell with this tiny-ass preview screen, but the point is that the Utah Jazz are looking electric, and they are looking like a team that can do something. So, next season, I am looking forward to some pretty energetic basketball and some pretty winning basketball. So, with that being said, that's going to wrap things up here for this edition of the Utah Jazz My League. I have been your host, Jersey Born, and I'm saying goodbye.
Sorry guys, I didn't realize that I needed you so much. I thought I'd get a new audience. I forgot that disco sucks. I ended up with nobody and I started feeling dumb. Maybe I should play the lead guitar and Pat should play the drums. Take me back.